One of the biggest complaints that I get on this channel is that I don't perform for somebody. So what I thought today is that I would take out someone that has the mental capacity of a spectator and perform on them. So today, I'm going to be showing my friend here in any card at any number variation because apparently magicians love those. Oh, bitch. Stupid ass bitch. Now, because he has the mental capacity of a layperson, what's going to have to happen here is that I'm going to have to do most of the work for him. But he's going to witness the trick, which arguably would be the same as me performing for an actual human being. And no, it's not a fucking sex doll, you perverts. It's a jiu-jitsu training doll, you virgins. I'm sure you guys don't even know what jiu-jitsu is from your mom's basement in the couch stained with Dorito and Mountain Dew. So this is the trick. It's a very simple one, sir. You're gonna help me out with this particular little experiment. What I want you to do is cut off any amount of cards that you want. Go ahead, great job. Good eye, sir. Right there, beautiful. Now what I want you to do is I want you to mix those cards up in your hand. So buddy over here mixes the cards up as best he can. He shuffles the deck. He even smashes his head on the deck because, well, honestly, remember, he has the mental capacity of a layperson watching a magic trick. So they're not the brightest bunch. But the deck is thoroughly mixed. And at any point, Buddy is instructed to remember the bottom card. So in this case, he remembers the King of Clubs. Now, if he wants, he could cut the deck as many times as he wants. He could really give it a good old mix in that capacity, really shuffling the cards up. Now, at this point, you turn to another participant and you go, sir, do you have any idea what Homeboy's card is, what Homeboy picked? And of course, they're going to say, no, I'm on Comtrex, sir. I can't understand a word that you're saying. And I go, great. So you'll be perfect for this. I'm going to deal down the cards like this, sir, and I want you to just call stop anytime it feels right to you. Anytime at all, it feels right to you. Oh, right there? Good. Let's see. So had you gone a couple more cards, sir, it would have been any one of these. Do you see your card anywhere there? You don't. Good eye. Let's keep going, sir. Do you see your card anywhere here? No, you don't. How about here? Do you happen to see your card anywhere here, sir? You don't see your card. You know what that means, sir? That means that if we go through at the card that you stopped at, right over here, sir, there's no other card in the deck that you picked. Only one card and one card alone, and that is the King of Clubs, thus showing the strength of the effect. Boop. Boop. Oh, hey there, friends. This episode sponsored by ELLUSIONIST.com. Thank you, Illusionist, for sponsoring this episode. It truly means a lot to an Illusionist fanboy that you guys have decided to sponsor one of my videos. So you guys could get a 10% discount on anything from ELLUSIONIST.com by using the link in the description below. Or you could use the code Pigcake on checkout to get 10% off anything you want from the store. I get a little bit of a kickback, and it lets them know that maybe they should work with me to some capacity in the future. So if you're gonna purchase anything from ELLUSIONIST.com, they got playing cards, they got tricks. Make sure to use my code and you'll get 10% off. Oh boy, am I excited for the possibilities. Now this trick in particular works as a card at any number. It works as a count force. As you saw, it's pretty good. I like the methodology. It's something that I've put here a long time ago on the YouTube, but I decided to have just a rehashing of it here. This is a cleaner version of it that involves a couple subtleties mixed together. And obviously he was fooled. So it works on lay people. So what do we need for this bad boy? Well, we're gonna need a card that is marked. In this case, I have decided to mark the back of the 8 of spades. So as you can see, I'm not subtle by any means whatsoever. I just have a pen on both corners. So on the corners that don't have indices, if you want to call them that, I've just taken the liberty of marking both of those. So now that goes in the bottom of the deck, or it could go anywhere I want. I could have the magician, I could have the lay person, I could have the bris person, I forgot what the name of the person that gives you the bris is, but you're gonna have him mix the deck, and all you need to do is spot your card, get a pinky break right there below it, and cut it to the bottom. So you can have the people watching the trick shuffle the deck, and you're gonna be ready to go for this miracle as long as that card is on the bottom. So now you're gonna hold the cards in your hand, and you're gonna have a person, preferably of color, pick up the cards and shuffle them. So you're gonna have them cut off as many cards as they want, and you're gonna have them shuffle it. But here's the thing, you're gonna tell them what you want them to do by showing it. So you're gonna say, oh sir, I want you to give that deck a nice little bit of a mix, just like this. Go ahead and give it a mix. And you see what I did? I shuffled my key card directly to the top. So all I'm doing there is just a simple overhand shuffle right there to the top of the deck. Just like that, I'm running the card singly, and now that card is on top. So now this person is shuffling this packet of cards. They can mix it in whatever way they want, but ultimately when they are done, you instruct them to just simply look at the bottom card and remember it. In this case, we have the 3 of spades. Now I'm gonna leave the 3 of spades reversed for the sake of explanation, but it's there. Now when the spectator is instructed to place this card on top of your half, everything looks to be on the up and up. They shuffled both halves, they shuffled the deck, they shuffled everything, they found the card, they cut to it. Really, it seems like everything is fair. However, you got that card directly next to your key card, which is the card that is marked. So you know, you don't need to know what their card is, but you know that it's directly next to your marked card. So at this point, the spectator could cut the cards as many times as they want. It truly doesn't matter because of the placement of the key card. Now, at some point, what you're going to do is you're going to turn to a different participant, or the same if you want, and you could either have them name a number that you're going to deal to, or you could have them just call stop on intuition. It really doesn't matter, but you're going to be covered as you're going to see by the method here. So I'm going to take the cards back and I'm going to spread them until I spot my key card, which is right here. Remember, I've left this face up for the sake of explanation. And now at that point, I'm just gonna get a break underneath that card. Now I'm gonna go over an alternative here in a moment, but this is the safest handling for sure. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep a break right there below the card that they picked. So I'm just simply have a break right there below the card they picked. Now I'm gonna deal through the cards and have the spectator call stop anywhere they want. If this was a number, I'd be counting down to that number. But wherever they call stop, let's say they happen to call stop over here, I'm gonna make sure that I still have a couple cards above the break. So you wanna make sure that if the card is too close to the top of the deck, you just cut it somewhere deeper into the deck so that the card has a little bit of leeway. So you have a little bit of leeway that the spectator could call stop. They feel like it's a free choice. But let's say I happen to call stop over here. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say right there, perfect, sir, good eye. I'm gonna spread through the cards until I get to my break. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to turn all the cards that are directly above the spectator's card to a face-up position while still maintaining the break. So I've just simply taken all these cards and I go, you could have called stop anywhere here. So I'm spreading to the break right there, technically one below the break because that's going to be the spectator's card. So you want to make sure you don't turn that card to a face-up position. So I'm going to turn all the cards there above the spectator's card as I spread through and say, look, you don't see your card anywhere here. But you could have called stop on any one of these. Now at this point, all I'm gonna do is as I regroup the cards, to square them up, notice that I'm taking the spectator's card, which would typically be face down. So this is how the move would look at speed. So you could have called stop anywhere here, sir. You could have truly called stop on any one of these cards. As a matter of fact, you don't see your card here, do you? And all I'm doing here is I'm gonna square these cards up and steal the card directly underneath. So I'm going to place these on top of this half, and now the trick's essentially done. And everything at this point is just smoke. You're just going to go through the cards and turn them face up. As you say, you don't see your card anywhere here. You could have called stop on any one of these cards, and that's it. The trick is done. Now at this point, I can have the spectator themselves pick up the deck, spread through the cards until they come across the first face down card, which is a card that they apparently stopped at. They could deal this card on the table, whatever it is that you want, but you could show their card not to be anywhere else in the deck. So you can do a nice little fan there and show that their card is truly not anywhere here because of course they happen to have called stop directly on the card they picked. Now here is an alternative to this particular method, but it's not necessarily guaranteed, as you're gonna see in a moment. So remember, you're spreading through until you see your key card, and that's where you're getting a break. Now that requires you to keep that break as you're dealing through the cards. The alternative is that you could just spread through the cards, make sure that your key card is somewhere in the middle of the deck and not keep a break. So there's no break kept whatsoever. I could deal through the cards like this, have the spectator call stop. Wherever they call stop, there's no break whatsoever. At this point, I'm going to spread, turn over all the cards above the spectator's card, which in this case is going to be the Jack of Clubs. And then that's when I get into the steal. So I'm doing it almost in reverse. So this is just an alternative handling here for those of you that don't want to keep a break as you're dealing through the cards, but it's going to be the same handling nevertheless. I'm spreading through the cards this way, and I'm making sure to show the spectator that their card isn't anywhere there. Now, for the sake of completion here, just to make sure that we are all on the same page, let's say you want to do any card at any number or a card at any number, right? So the way that you would ensure that is you have to make sure that the card that the spectator picked, in this case, your key card, you're looking at your key card, the card the spectator picked in this particular scenario would be the Jack of Hearts. You're going to have to get the number and you're going to make sure that that card is deeper in the deck. So this wouldn't necessarily work. Let's say if their card happens to be 10 and their card is less than 10. So you want to make sure that their card is somewhere deep in the deck to cover most of the possibilities. So you don't want to deal through the deck all day. So you tell them, name any number between 1 and 52, but not too high because I don't want to be dealing all day. So that's going to keep them to the 20s, the 10s. So whatever number they say, you're going to do the exact same methodology. You're going to come here, you're going to notice the key card, you're going to get a break directly above it. And let's say they happen to say the number 20, you go, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20 right here, sir. Any other number would have been any one of these cards. As a matter of fact, you don't see a card anywhere here, do you? Let's see. You don't happen to see anywhere here? Nope. It could have been any one of these, sir. Any one of these cards whatsoever. You happen to have said 20. 20 happens to have been this card over here. Again, it could have been any one of these. But of course, it happens to be the right card each and every single time. So you're going to have to manage that placement depending on the number they name. But if you put it deeper in the deck, so when you cut the cards, if you cut the deck so that that card is deeper, you're going to have more of a likelihood that that number is going to end up below that. So that was a good one, wouldn't you say, buddy? Huh? That was a fun one. That was a great variation of the card at any number, open prediction. It's a nice force. Right, you could do it with a deck, and that key card methodology is a wonderful thing to have in any deck because it's a nice little safeguard. You could have that card as a key card. You don't have to spread through the cards face up and do that standard magician trope of, oh boy, you really mix these cards up. You can just spread through the cards face down and you have a nice variation on that. But apart from that, I hope you guys enjoyed this lesson. Thank you again to ELLUSIONIST for sponsoring this episode. They're going to be sponsoring more videos down the line. So if you guys want to help me out and, well, give them a little bit of a help themselves, you could use that code Pigcake. Check it out on checkout. You get a 10% discount. And guess what? You're going to be throwing me some bucks in the way and making them more inclined to work with me in the future. So if you're going to purchase something from ELLUSIONIST, why not use that code, boys? Why not use that code? Do you got anything to say, buddy? Any last words here? No? This is a Cobra Clutch, by the way. Cobra Clutch. It's a move that only works in the context of professional wrestling. I can't imagine any sort of jiu-jitsu or tournament where you're grappling with an individual, where you get them like this and you actually choke them out. I'm sure if you have big enough arms, but it's not a practical move in that capacity. However, it was used by Sergeant Slaughter. Back in the day, it was used by $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, as the $1 Million Dream, right? But it's a Cobra Clutch. It's a nice little fake move, but it still looks effective if you hold it right and they're selling it correctly, right? Fun little move there. Trying to think of another move here that's involved. You can just hit him with a standard sleeper hold, right? I hope that didn't fuck the microphone up too much, but you could just hit him with the standard sleeper, get him with that hook. You know what I'm saying? Choke them out. Make sure that the other people around you know not to mess with you because you're an expert. What else is another move that you could do from this position? Oh, the standard full Nelson, right? You could just hit him with that. Not really a choke out move per se, but still a very uncomfortable position to be in. Boy. From this position, what else? I mean, you could hit him with... You could hit him with the elbow to the back of the neck. That'll knock anybody out. That's a fun one. Just one of those, right? Let's say that you get him in the Cobra Clutch, and then you've already done this, right? They're already kind of loopy, and you go, oh, sorry, man. All right, we're good. And then they're dead. Murder. Then you're in prison for the next 25 years for murder.